deliver it. But once you get out there and you feel the energy of the audience, so you have to play your movements a little bit bigger. You hear the audience gas, you don't just trample right over that and keep going. You kind of let it breathe a little bit and let them feel it.
I know you said you said that you did play stage play, and then you've also acted in front of camera. What was the experience like for you? What's the variation in the experience when you were acting on stage and also acting in front of camera? What was the experience like for you?
I like the major differences.
Yeah, the major variations.
I would say stage performing, live performing is a little bit more interactive with your audience, because when you're performing on stage, it's like the play itself takes on character. Because yeah, you have the script, you have your blocking on what you're gonna do, and then you pretty much 85% have how you're gonna deliver it. But once you get out there and you feel the energy of the audience, of the crowd, and then when you say a line or a piece of dialogue and then the crowd reacts, you got to kind of let that breathe a little bit. Like if something dramatic happens and then you hear the audience gas, you don't just trample right over that and keep going. You kind of let it breathe a little bit and let them feel it. Let that feeling sink into them. And then when you feel it, then you move on. That's a major difference with on-camera work, because the camera is the audience and the camera doesn't really react. So it's all you. And as far as technique, you have to go bigger on live performances, because unlike the camera acting, each person is a lens, each person is a camera, and you want to make sure that you give each and every lens, in every ears, the undivided attention and that energy. So you have to play your movements a little bit bigger. You have to project a little bit louder to make sure that everybody can hear you and feel you. And that's the major thing. Film and on-camera work, things are a little bit more subtle. I want to say more realistic, but a little bit more subtle, not as big and grand, because you have lenses that are super tight on your face that, I mean, you literally see
in your space.
Yeah. So you don't have to be as grand and as epic. You can keep just a little twitch of the eye can emote so much, or just a twitch of the face can emote so much, you know? And that requires a whole different type of technique, because now you're playing for the camera, but you're also playing against another person. Usually, sometimes you're not even playing against the person. So I think, in essence, on-camera work taps into your imagination just a little bit more, because you have to do it multiple times with that same energy, with that same delivery, with that same passion, and with that same shock and emotion every time. And you have to really get in a certain headspace in order to do that effectively. And it also does allow for a little room of, it takes a little bit of pressure off as far as getting it perfect every single time. Like you have like how you have to do on live performances, because there are no retakes
Yeah.
on stage and in theaters. You go and you go. You get that one shot, and that's what you get. And if you mess up, you better play it off like it was part of the show, because the audience doesn't know. They only know what you show them and what you tell them. Exactly. So if you messed up, you roll with it like it's part of it. And that also has happened, you know. So, but each teaches you an important part of the game. And I think both of them together really help shape you to be, may not necessarily be Denzel, but a good actor. Someone who's believable. Someone when you watch, you can get into the story. You know, and that's the main job of the actor, to get the people to believe.
Very, very interesting, because when you said something about, you know, when you make a mistake during a live performance, you don't even act like it happened, you just keep it going. I've seen occasions whereby, you know, you're watching a live performance going on and an actor forgets his line, but then, you know, the co-actors just keep going and they help him, and you don't notice it until maybe after the show, when you get to talk to them. They tell you things like, man, I lost my line, but it's not just obvious, you know. It rolls with the whole with the show.